Now, what is hot in this market? The reality is that now I have to respond to the business instantaneously. So the cloud became really hot, because if I wanted to buy a server, that would take me 1 month. I can build a server in the cloud in an hour. Okay, that's one of the major thing happened. The shifting, meaning migrating from on-premise data center or your own data center or co-located or hosting, moving completely to cloud. The second thing really started to happen is application modernization. A lot of these organizations have major amount of debt, technology debt, because it has been built 10 years ago, still running, still making money. I don't want to touch it anymore because this is very critical. So they are taking major shift and transformative shift or disruptive shift to move that to a modern application, versus it might have been written in COBOL in mainframe, or it might have written in .NET or in Visual Studio a long time ago. And you might still use Visual Studio, but you might be moving to Python and more open source type of things. The last one, again, I touched on open source. That's where they're moving even further, because the license cost for proprietary application has been significant, and the outcome for the business was not aligned with it. So what they are trying to do, because open source tools are becoming more business ready, enterprise ready, in fact, scale beyond the proprietary tools. So people are started to trust the open source technologies a lot more, and enterprises are moving towards open source technology, then use those open source technology to create their own intellectual property. So these are the three fundamental things. Again, to summarize: migrate to cloud from traditional data center hosting or any of those server purchase or procurement, modernize your application, which might have been outdated, and move towards open source technologies. These are three major initiatives for most of the CIOs.